It is showtime, time for some Monday Night Baseball. The New York Mets travel all the way over to Arizona to face the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mets are looking to get some revenge on the Diamondbacks, who humbled the Mets with back-to-back great performances, pitching performances by Zach Gallen and Corbin Burns when they were in Citi Field. Now it's time for Mets to return the favor. Good evening to all of you. I'm excited to be here with you tonight. We'll be here as long as I don't fall asleep. This is Metropolitans. My name is Craig. I want to invite you to please hit that like and hit that subscribe as we are covering Mets baseball here in 2025. Rally pig for Juan Soto. Hey, he's going to be out. Might as well just bring him out now. Rally pig is all rested up. Fortunately, didn't use any Rally Pig magic yesterday, or maybe unfortunately. I'm not sure what it is. One or the other. We're just going to do the horizontal stream tonight because I don't have the patience to deal with trolls tonight. So we'll just kind of hang out with whoever finds the stream in the normal way instead of the people scrolling through on the vertical today. So appreciate everybody hanging out. Hope you guys all had a great weekend, a better weekend than the Mets did. It was their double-header loss yesterday. Of course, those of you know me, I'm a little happy because Brett Baty is back up with the team. I know you all aren't happy about that, maybe, but I'm excited to have him back up. I think he plays a better defense than Vientos, but he is not in the starting lineup today, so you can all hang tight and relax about all of that. Here is the Mets starting lineup for tonight. Lindor leading off at short. Juan Soto hitting second in right. Pete Alonso in the 3-hole playing first base. Your cleanup hitter for tonight is the designated hitter, Starling Marte. Of course, if you missed the news, Jesse Winker is going on the 10-day injured list. Punt Brett Baty to the side. And Brett Baty is coming to take that roster spot, at least temporarily. Gives the Mets another left-handed bat off the bench as well. In the 5-hole tonight, we have Brendan Nimmo in left. Vientos is hitting 6th, playing 3rd. Francisco Alvarez, your catcher, in 7th. And 8th is Jeff McNeil playing second base, and Tyrone Taylor playing center field and hitting in the 9-hole with the job to turn that lineup over. So pretty much your primary, I would say this is probably your primary starting lineup right now that you have with this team. I'll be interested to see if Vientos starts to get some DH reps here. So that on days that they want to have a lefty bat in the lineup to start with. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't actually heard if Baty is active and on site for the game tonight. I'm sure that will get mentioned. Oh, they're at. So I did not heard that Winker was out 6 to 8 weeks. Yousers. So Jesse Winker is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks now because I just heard 10-day injured list. My goodness, just getting caught up on all this. Just finished all my Cinco de Mayo taco deliveries here, so just getting settled in and getting caught up on things. So amazing when you put him in the outfield for one play, and then one play makes one defensive play for Jesse Winker. Is it? All right, Baty arrived in Arizona at 5 p.m. today. All right. Thank you for that update, Jonathan. Just kind of getting caught up on all the articles. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight. We're just waiting for the game to get started here. It's due to start in 1 minute. So, pitching for the Diamondbacks tonight will be Ryan Nelson. Ryan, R-Y-N-E, like Ryan Sandberg or Ryan Stanek. Ryan Nelson. Diamondbacks batting order will be Corbin Carroll. Ketel Marte, he is back. By the way, he was out the last time we played them, so he's back now. Pavin Smith, Josh Naylor, Eugenio Suarez, Gabriel Moreno, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Alec Thomas, and Geraldo Perdomo. So, we did just release our brand new power rankings. It's amazing when you release power rankings, you begin questioning yourself on the next day's games almost immediately. But for those of you who have not yet gotten to see those, This is the new Power Rankings. Darren, how's it going tonight? Let's go Mets, baby! Let's see if the Mets can actually... What are the Mets' problems? Well, the Mets, they're struggling to string hits together in the right order. And really get those hits with runners in scoring position. Yeah. Yep. I was following along, while I was doing some food deliveries and then helping out at church last night. And I was like, yeah, pretty glad I'm not streaming that. First pitch to Lindor is going to be a ball on the inside corner. Or not on the inside corner. On the inside part of the plate. All right. I'm not used to this 9:40 start time, but the good news is I can do it. This is fly to center field. It's pretty deep out there, but Alek Thomas makes the catch for the first out of the game. Pitchers are pitching around Soto, Alonso, Nimmo, and Vientos crafted it. Here's Juan Soto getting his courtesy booze. All right. Jonathan's going. Alvy likes hitting at Chase Field and predicts 4 RBIs for Alvarez today. First pitch to Juan Soto now is a ball on the inside corner. I'm going to close some of my other tabs here because that's high. 2 balls and no strikes. I think I have a few too many tabs open here, so my video is kind of choppy. Well, so you guys let me know if you like the game day on the screen. I can make Well, it's the bullpen is just toast. The bullpen was amazing for the month of April, and they're just kind of completely wiped out. It's 3-0 to Soto here. Yeah, our starters do need to go deeper. Well, there's a 4-pitch walk for Juan Soto, so the Juan Soto rally pick connection is going well too. Yeah, I mean, I think we should be thankful for the start that we had in April, that we have a little bit of a buffer here. If we're struggling, or if we struggle a little bit here in May, especially until Brooks Raley comes up. Pete Alonso at the plate now. Soto on first. 1 out, top of the first. Yep, no Minter, no Young. No good. I think that AJ Minter, that one's going to hurt. That one's going to hurt a lot. I'm hoping that maybe he'll be back for September. Last I heard, there's still a chance. But 1-0 to Pete. There's a strike down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets need to figure out how to win this series. I think this one's important. The doubleheader, the Blade Tidwell, like the way that whole thing went down, it's like you never want to get swept in a doubleheader, but it's kind of understandable how that went down. But I think the Mets need to figure out how to take 2. I think it's a 3-game series. How to take 2 out of 3 here. That's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Pete Alonso. Is Minter officially out for the year now? Well, I mean, we'll be making trades at the trade deadline. So, bummer. But, I mean, that's kind of the risk you took, too. And the Mets are at least in the position to take risks on guys like Minter. Here's a grounder to short. Throw to second and to first. And there's a double play. And that is going to retire the Mets in the top of the first inning. Pitching for the Mets tonight is Griffin Canning. He has been maybe the biggest surprise of all of the Mets starting pitchers that we've had. 4-1 on the season with a 2.61 ERA. And so you do kind of get the feeling, though, like with a lot of these guys who have stepped up, you're like, oh man, is the magic gonna run out on these guys? And everybody goes through streaks throughout the season too, so you've got to. That's why it's really important to have other guys step up at different times. Lindor was super hot for a week or two. He's kind of cooled off a little bit. Pete Alonso, I mean, he's still doing overall great, but maybe not quite as hot as what he was. And of course, Soto started hitting, but then the other guys around him slowed down a little bit. You still got Marte under 200, but at least the rest of the lineup has everybody's gotten their batting average over 200. I mean, Francisco Alvarez is probably, I know it's a smaller sample size, but he's got the third best batting average. Rally Polar Bear for Pete Alonso. So we have a Mets Bear. We had a Mets Bear. I don't know if we still have it. Let me see. We might have it up on the eBay. If we do, I can at least bring it down until it sells. Good advertising. Let me see if we actually still have it. Let me see if I can. It's not a polar bear, but it is a stuffed bear. I just don't know if we actually have it or not. Corbin Carroll leading off for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the first inning. We do have it. I'll go look for the bear after commercial break. Corbin Carroll rips this one. That's going to be a leadoff home run. Leadoff home run for Corbin Carroll. That's Corbin Carroll's 10th home run of the year. Diamondbacks jump out right away. That is just the third home run that Griffin Canning has allowed, but definitely not the way that you want to be starting the bottom of the first inning when you are on the road. So the Mets are going to have to get to work here. That's Canning's first inning run that he has allowed all season. So it is Ketel Marte at the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So Griffin Canning struggling to find the strike zone, and when he finds it, and there's a ground ball base hit out to right field. So back-to-back hits to lead off this game, and Canning already does not look sharp, which means more taxation on the bullpen. All right, Pavin Smith is coming to the plate. There's one on, nobody out. Are the Diamondbacks going to make me regret covering this game too? Probably. First pitch is in the dirt. Alvarez keeps in front of him as it rolls on the infield grass. It's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. The only strikes that Canning has pitched so far this game have been hits. He has yet to get a called or a swinging strike. All my strikes have been hits. There we go. There's a foul ball. Finally, 1 ball, 1 strike to Pavin Smith. Pavin. I want to say Pavin like Gavin. But it's Haven. Like Raven. All right, here's the 1-1 pitch to Pavin Smith. That is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's a rough first inning for Griffin Canning so far. There's a big swing and a miss. First swing strike for Canning so far this game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pavin Smith. But so far the damage is only 1 run in. So if he can get out of this here, it's not too big of a deal to just give up 1 run in the first inning. So we'll see what he has in here. It goes full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, run first, nobody out, 1 run in on the Corbin Carroll home run. Mets did nothing in the top. Why would you, Redman? If you're a Mets fan, this is what the Mets do to you. This is what the Mets do to you. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Pavin Smith. He got him swing at what was ball 4. Got him on the slider. That was definitely a ball. That was not a great pitch at all, but he got the swing anyway. So there's 1 out here now in the bottom of the first inning. Yep. The Mets have like their last 4 losses or something have all been by 1 run, something like that. So it's a rough stretch. It is a rough stretch, which is why I dropped them in the power rankings a little bit. If you haven't seen them, I put them out last night. There's the link on the screen for you here. Just go to the channel, click on power rankings. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Naylor. 1 out, bottom of the first. 1 run in, 1 runner on first. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-0 Diamondbacks. Here is the 1-0 pitch. That's chop foul. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Oh, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sorry. My apologies. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yep. AJ Minter is out for the season. That's what Jonathan was telling me. And Brett Beatty is back. So y'all can be sad. I'll be happy. Count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. And batter's taking his time out here. He did, but obviously it wasn't that big of a deal that they called him back up, Redman. So, maybe they'll have him sit a day or something, but they would not have called him up here if the plan was, if he was not going to be ready to go. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes, still the count here. This game is already going slow. There's a ground ball to second. McNeil to Lindor. Lindor has a little trouble with the ball. Gets it back to Pete, and the double play does get the Mets out of the inning. So it is 1-0 Diamondbacks, but Griffin Canning gets out without giving up any more damage. It's going to go to the top of the second inning. It's going to be Starling Marte, Start Mart, Swimmo, Brandon Nimmo, and Swaggy Marky V, Mark Vientos due up for the Mets as they try to do that. So yeah, lots of bits and pieces of Mets news. Jesse Winker is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Yep, I'm seeing it now. Minter is going to miss the rest of the 25 season. So that's what we got right now. We're going to the top of the second inning. It is 1-0 Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks got off to a quick lead in the bottom of the first on a leadoff home run by Corbin Carroll. So Griffin Canning got into a little trouble after that and was able to get out of it. And so that's what we have. Juan Soto did work a walk in the top of the first, but once again, when Juan Soto gets on, the rest of the team doesn't seem to know what to do. So Pete hit into a double play there. So due up for the Mets here is going to be Starling Marte, Brandon Nimmo, Marky Vientos. Pitching for the Diamondbacks is Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson gave up the walk, but no hits, no runs in the first inning. Starling Marte is the man. Brett Beatty's sneakers are too tight. First pitch to Starling Marte is a strike. I missed the worst play yesterday. Scott's 2-out double off Max Kranick scored Yoel Pozo from first base. I'm assuming I should probably, as a Mets commentator and streamer, watch it, but it sounds like something I don't really want to see. Yeah, well, trade and sign. There's going to be this is a grounder back to the pitcher by Marte. Tosses it over to first. So remember, the Mets do have Brooks Raley coming up as a lefty. Okay. First pitch to Nimmo is a ball. 1 ball, no strike. They're showing the replay of the play that Jesse Winker got hurt on yesterday. Starling Marte is your favorite player. That's outside to Nimmo. 2 balls, 1 strike. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight. Yeah, got Edwin Diaz. We'll see. We'll see if we see him tonight. This does not feel like the type of game where the Mets are going to come out with bats blazing. Feels like it's just going to be. Feels like a game they should come out with bats blazing, but they already kind of look flat. The whole team just kind of looks flat coming out, which is kind of to be expected after a doubleheader and then a trip across the country. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nimmo. That one's high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Well, a minor Little League update. The team that beat us out of the pool got absolutely demolished tonight. So I don't know if I feel good about that or bad about that. It's fouled back by Nimmo. I guess the good part about it. Oh, do I have the wrong date? Thanks, Justin. What? Let me fix that. A few too many Cinco de Mayo tacos for me today when I was setting up the stream. I'm still stuck on Star Wars Day. Another foul ball by Nimmo. You're in a time warp. You're in a time warp. Oop, thanks for the heads up. And Nimmo works the walk. That was a good plate appearance for Brandon Nimmo. I've seen little shades of the leadoff hitter Brandon Nimmo recently, and I like that. So we had an event at our church last night for the teenagers that I help out with, and we did tacos there, and then they had leftovers, so I had brought tacos home. Had tacos last night, and then had tacos again for lunch today, and for supper tonight. And then when I was doing food delivery, of course, a lot of the food delivery tonight was tacos as well. So I got tacos on my mind. First pitch to Vientos is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. That one's inside as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Crowd's a little chippy with those. Mark Vientos, don't swing. Don't swing, Mark EV. Well, he swings. Fly ball down the right field line. Catch is going to be made for 1 out. Actually, 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Vientos did not listen to you, Jonathan. You gotta up your signal. All right, well, Francisco Alvarez, who Jonathan said will have 4 RBIs today, so there's a chance to get 2 of them out of the way. Yeah, he's hitting .368 with 3 home runs in this ballpark. So he rips this one out to left field, but it's going to be caught. And so, unfortunately, we're not going to get the 2-run homer that we're looking for here. Yeah, the Mets just look flat today, guys. Not telling you they can't win this game, but they look like a team that just lost and got swept in a doubleheader yesterday. If you could picture what that team looks like, that's what this team looks like today. And so we really need Canning to not give up a lot of runs. You know, you can probably find some energy, but this does not look like a team that's got 6, 8, 10 runs in it today. At least not what I'm seeing so far. Get swept in a doubleheader, then have to try. I mean, I guess it wasn't fully cross country because they were already in St. Louis, but still, you're still traveling 2 more time zones, right? Beyond that, so. Plus, you're down. You know, everybody's, I'm sure, not happy with Jesse Winker being out. Like, this is going to be a hard game. The Mets are going to have to find some mental fortitude to win this game. Yeah, opportunity to build some character. So we're just streaming on the horizontal tonight because I didn't want to have to deal with trolls. I'm kind of a little bit out of it. Not like out of it, but I just didn't want to have to manage 2 streams at the same time. So we're gonna stick with the horizontal because I know that's most of our regulars will find us over here if they are up. Of course, a late night game. I know people got to work in the morning and stuff like that. So do I. I'm just stupid. So you got to be up at like 6 o'clock. But the good news is no interruptions with these games. All right, here we go. Bottom of the second inning. Leading off is Eugenio Suarez for the Diamondbacks. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. And Suarez gets a leadoff single out to left field. And Griffin Canning gives up another hit. That's his 3rd hit so far. That was a good job by Nimmo to make sure that he holds Suarez to a single there. He hustled, got that ball, so that's the good news. Got the double play in order here. Looking for the strikeout of the double play. And of course, with the catcher hitting, you're ideally looking for the double play right here. Gabriel Moreno is at the plate. Count is no balls, 1 strike. See if Canning can find a way to battle through. Once again, appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight. Here's the double play ball. McNeil boots it, but they're able to get the lead runner. So it's going to be one of those that you can't assume you might need a refill. It's going to be a long night, guys. This team is exhausted, and they got to figure out how to work through this. But this is where we're going to find out. We're going to find out when your team starts to nosedive, how quickly can you pull up from the nosedive. The Arizona Garden Snakes. By the way, Soundwave, I don't know if you guys saw. Darren, it is true. It is true how many times the Mets have hit the ball hard right at people versus like other people getting dinks and dunks. I mean, we had games like that in our Little League season this year. Our last game, the bottom 2 hitters in our order hit the ball the best they had hit it all season. One had to be, probably 60 miles an hour off the bat, line drive, and the pitcher didn't even know and just landed in the pitcher's glove. And then the other kid, he hit like a fly ball to center field, like hard, more like a line drive fly ball. And kid made like this amazing, spectacular diving play. I'm like, it's probably for both of them, well, maybe not the best, but one of their best contacts of the season. So baseball is a brutal sport when it comes to the mind games that it does to you, because you can do everything right and make an out. Gurriel is at the plate. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Snakes on Beatty's plane. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw the new Diamondback City Connect. I like them. I'll see if I can show you guys a picture here. They're not the yellow ones. Let's see if I can find it. There's strike 3 to Gurriel. Canning's trying to settle in here a little bit. There it is. I'm going to show you guys this. I think they look good. Like, if I was a Diamondbacks fan, and I'm pretty, like, there's not too many of the City Connect jerseys that I really like. Yeah, that was a good strikeout on a good pitch there, Justin. I agree. So, a lot of the City Connect jerseys are not my favorites, but check that out. I think that looks super sharp. I like it a lot better than the yellow ones that they have. There's a grounder to McNeil. It throws over to Pete at first, and that's going to retire the side. So, again, as someone who's like not a Diamondbacks fan and not a fan of a lot of the City Connects, that just kind of harkens back. Like, I just remember like the Randy Johnson era in the kind of that teal and purple. I mean, I love teal and purple. It's like that's like the 80s, 90s, like those paper cups, right? That everybody used back in the day. So I think that was good. That was a better inning for Griffin Canning. It's not perfect, but a lot better than what it was. We're going to head to the third inning. The Mets are still looking for their first hit. Yes, the Mets are being no hit. Yes, I'm trying to jinx it right up front. So, due up for the Mets will be Jeff McNeil, Tyrone Taylor, and Francisco Lindor. So the Mets are currently down 1-0. Diamondbacks scored on their first batter, a leadoff home run in the bottom of the first for them by Corbin Carroll. They've had a couple other singles since then, but have not been able to do anything else. So, despite Griffin Canning giving up that leadoff home run, so far, keeping the Mets in this game. Let me do this here really quick. So first of all, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. We did we hit the 250 subscriber today. So I'm very excited about that. So thank you again, one and all, for helping us get to that. That's halfway to our All-Star break goal. So I'm going to go ahead and pin, in case you get bored with this game at any point in time. I'm going to pin and post on the screen. That is the brand new power rankings, came out last night. If you haven't gotten to see them yet. Yes, I did drop the Mets some, but not out of the top 10. Rels, how's it going? Hey, your favorite Met is back with the Mets, Rels. Welcome back to Brett Beatty, everybody's favorite Met. I think I'd like to see Vientos more of the DH role anyway. Yes, Darren, I'd heard that stat too. I had not followed the Cubs since I'd heard a couple. Yeah. So the thing is, whether they win or lose, it's still not like this team is playing that great right now. There's a fly ball to shallow center. Alek Thomas comes in, makes the catch there. There's going to be one out in the top of the third inning. Yep, Winker is out 6 to 8 weeks. Brett Beatty is up. AJ Minter is out for the season. So Brooks Raley will be obviously the replacement for AJ Minter. And at least for now, Brett Beatty is taking the roster spot that was previously owned by Jesse Winker. So I know not all of you are going to love that move. In fact, Tyrone Taylor hits a gapper. There's the first hit for the Mets. It's going to be extra bases. He's going for the triple, and he is going to get it. It's going to be a one-out triple for Tyrone Taylor. Hey, I like it. Taylor had his home run the last day of April. He went for it right away. No hesitation. As soon as he knew that was splitting the gap, he went for it. So that is very exciting. Yeah. Now, Francisco Lindor, you have a single job right here, which is to hit a high fly ball to the outfield. This is so when you're not scoring runs in bunches, you have to figure out how you're going to manufacture the runs. And this has been, there's multiple things that have been frustrating, of course, with this team. But simply not being able to do the things that you're supposed to do is a big deal. Here's a fly ball. It's not super deep, but you got to send them here. Carroll's under it. Here comes the throw. He's toast. He's toast. I guess he missed the tag on the first play because they had to go back and tag him. So we tried to do the fly ball thing. We tried to do the fundamental thing, and it still blew up in our face. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning, get the one-out triple, get the fly ball, but it just wasn't deep enough. So the Mets get their first hit, but do not score. Lindor is not able to get it quite deep enough. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be a battle all game. It's gonna be a battle. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming. While we're hanging out, I know not all you guys have gotten to see this, so I was going through my old stuff. This is a pennant I got from Shea Stadium. I would say circa 1988 to 1990. So, since we got a little extra time here to show some stuff, I figured I'd show this. I know some of you guys have seen it. But... So, Acuna would have made that, yeah. It was shallow, but I still think that it was the right move to send them here. So I'm just wondering, like, have you guys ever seen this one? I've looked for it just to see. Like, I'm not selling it, of course. And honestly, it's pretty jacked up because I mean, there's pinholes all. This was on my bedroom wall growing up as a kid. It's creased. It's been through it all. Hey, guy, appreciate you being here. We got to be family friendly, though. I do agree that we are in a rough thing, but got to keep this family friendly. But I appreciate you being here. Yeah, no, I mean it's a hard stretch right now. There's some struggles, and it's where the team's going to find some resilience. Yeah, and Darren, you're exactly right. The Mets have a cushion because of what they did, and there's multiple. I think the good news, and this might sound like bad news to you, but I actually think it's good news, is that it's multiple things are broken. Because if multiple things are broken, you don't need to wait for just one thing to get fixed for everything to get fixed. Like, if you break it down, starting pitching is broken. Why is our starting pitching broken? Well, in part because you have guys who are probably not supposed to be every 5-6 day starters. Oh, SNY is having broadcasting issues here. All right, I'm going to switch over to I'm switching over to the Diamondbacks broadcast because there's no video with SNY right now. But you've got, the Mets need Montas, Manaea to come back. Like, Griffin Canning's holding on, but I mean, does anyone really expect that Griffin Canning's going to be? Does anyone expect Griffin Canning's going to be like a starter in the playoffs for the Mets? I don't expect that. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Perdomo. This is the 9-hitter for the Diamondbacks. So that's part of it. And if you had more of your starters, then you could have someone if you wanted to. Well, there's a strikeout. That's nice to see by Canning here. First time he's retired the leadoff batter in an inning here today. So you have that. The Mets batting has issues. And again, some of these are injury related. Of course, now with Winker going down and Jose Siri going down. But at the same time, that gives other people a chance to step up. Juan Soto got off to a slow start. Now he's starting to get in the groove. But then some of the other guys are slowing down a little bit around him. So the part that I like is that is SNY back. Thank you, Jonathan. It was giving me, the broadcast was giving me vibes of the 1989 World Series when I was watching it, and the whole stream went out, not stream at that time, but cameras went out. It was like shaky audio. No balls and 2 strikes to Corbin Carroll. Let's see if Canning can get revenge. So I actually think it's a good thing that there's multiple things that are broken. And ultimately, the fact that you can pinpoint at least injury as a concern for all 3 of the things, starting pitching, depth, and going deep into games, that's partly an injury concern. The bullpen, definitely partially injury concern. And the lineup now with Siri, with Winker, those injury concerns, like all of a sudden it's like, well, injury concerns are the easiest ones to fix because either players get healthy or you trade for new players, when you get down to it. So I'm not overly pessimistic, but I would just say, just prepare for a little bit of a rocky ride here. And then reinforcements will be arriving soon, hopefully. Hopefully all goes well with Brooks Raley. I want to see if there's any updates on his timeline here. I know he's on the injured list, but I'm not seeing a lot of new news. He's just on the 15-day injured list. So, but obviously there's a need. You know, losing AJ Minter for the whole season, that's rough. You know, I love the attitude that Jesse Winker brings, but it's not like his bat's been absolutely on fire or anything like that. There's lots of parts and pieces, but I'm not overly discouraged or pessimistic. I mean, you look at where we are in the standings. You know, the Braves having a horrible start gives a little bit of a buffer. The Phillies, they're not taking advantage of this. This is hit back to the warning track, but Tyrone Taylor gets under it to retire Corbin Carroll. But he hit that one well. It's the second really well hit. If Tyrone Taylor had gone over Moreno instead of around Moreno, he would have been safe because he missed the tag. Yeah, May the 4th, the Mets have lost 15 years in a row, and now 16 games in 15 years. You gotta. Did they do? I guess it wasn't there. You're gonna have to do like a massive Star Wars day or something on May the 4th next year. That's a crazy stat. Crazy stat. One ball, one strike to Ketel Marte here. It's a swing and a miss. That was a good swing and a miss that Canning got there. So Canning's looking a little bit better this inning, trying to get that 1-2-3 inning. Marte's going to use his timeout here. So it's 1-0 Diamondbacks. Yeah, this is a great chance for that slider right here. Let's see it. Let's see it, Canning. Oh, he does the backdoor slider. That doesn't get the swing. Just misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are Metropolitans. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. My name is Craig, and we are here trying to root this Mets team on to a victory. They're looking pretty flat and sluggish. Tyrone Taylor has a triple to only hit for the Mets. And it takes strike 3 called. So that's 4 strikeouts for Griffin Canning. So he didn't chase. He just didn't swing at all at the last one there, Jonathan. So we are going to the top of the 4th inning. All right, let's do this. We haven't done a scoreboard update yet. So let me make sure I have it set up. Not that one. Make sure I have it set up. And then I will we'll run through all the scores. It's not a full slate today. Let's see. I don't think it was a full slate. Is it? Not quite. But it's still quite a bit of games for Monday. One game was postponed. That was the Guardians at the Nationals. So let me go ahead and show you the scoreboard. A few games still in progress here. All right. So in the top of the 9th, the Cardinals lead the Pirates 6-3. So the Cardinals are they were one of my honorable mentions in the power rankings, trying to continue to build on that. Padres lead the Yankees 4-3. That's the top of the eighth. Of course, you know our game. In the surprise battle of teams that a lot of people were not talking about before the season, you got the Mariners are losing 1-0 to the Athletics. The Athletics are looking to get their 20th win on the season already. So, Dodgers beat the Marlins. Braves beat the Reds. Cubs destroyed the Giants. Royals beat the White Sox 3-0, and the Brewers beat the Astros 5-1. So that's their scoreboard update here for the day. All right, Juan Soto's leading off. The rally pig comes out. There he is in all his glory. In all his rally piggishness glory. That's inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Juan Soto. Juan Soto walked on 4 pitches in the first inning. He's going to try to walk on 4 pitches here in the 4th inning. That's inside. And he walks on 4 pitches once again. So if this is going to be kind of the predominant strategy, this is going to ultimately lead to more opportunities for Pete. So it's amazing. As soon as Soto starts to hit just a little bit, they start pitching around him right away. I mean, there's that much respect in the league for Juan Soto. It's like Juan Soto is, you know. And when you consider like how everyone's like, wow, he's not even close to the player we want to be, he's still hitting almost 260. Like, there's a lot of players that 260 would be a great season for them. And everybody with Juan Soto, of course, it has a lot to do with the contract. I get it, but there's a strike to Pete. 1 ball, 1 strike. Juan Soto on first. No outs in the top of the 4th inning. Mets are down. Mets are down 1-0 on a Corbin Carroll home run. Pete rips that one. That goes foul back. Yep. Another walk. Another walk. I mean, so you can say what you want about how disappointed you might be in Juan Soto's performance in general. But the fact is, other major league players and other major league pitchers, as soon as he shows any signs of breaking out, just instantly gets the walk treatment, especially if there's nobody on base. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Pete Alonso. He rips it. It is high. It is deep. It is way gone. Oh, that's so beautiful. Pete Alonso with the home run. I mean, that was, my goodness, guys, that was a moonshot to the moon. That was a bad mistake, but here's the thing. That's what Pete has to do if you want to see Juan Soto get pitches, is Pete has to punish behind them. That was so huge, guys. I mean, I'm gonna watch that replay here. Sorry. That was the most beautiful home run I've seen in a long time. Yeah. Ooh, he knew. Oh, the reaction on the pitcher's face. I want to see a close up of that pitcher's face. Starling Marte at the plate. First pitch is a strike. Anyway, so it is that was an absolute bomb. Absolute bomb. Well, the Mets take the lead. First little bit of life. Well, maybe second bit of life here. Tyrone Taylor had some life with that triple. So there we go. Flip it up. So we got the Mets winning. Yeah, that was big. I can't be like crazy loud because I don't want to wake my kids up because they have to be up for school. 6 a.m. We got like 2.5 more weeks of school, guys. 2.5 more weeks. That's inside to Marte. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Teams don't adjust. Well, I think every team, I think sometimes it's going to be like, well, how bad can it be or whatever. And, this kid pitching for the Diamondbacks, I think he's pretty young. Let me see. Ryan Nelson. I guess he's been around a little bit. He's been around a little bit, but still. When you walk Juan Soto, then you have to pitch to Pete Alonso. So, though this is partially contingent, and I think it's why you might see Pete's stats drop you might see Soto's stats drop a little bit, but Pete's stats continue to go up because. Ooh, Marte swings at a bad pitch there. So that's exactly what you have to do, though. Pete the Punisher. So it's funny. They were interviewing. Gary Cohen was asking Keith Hernandez about his favorite and least favorite ballparks, and he said one of his favorites was Jack Murphy Stadium, the old Padres, and they said his least favorite was Houston and Montreal. And then they actually put up his career stats, and literally Jack Murphy Stadium is where he has the highest batting average, 329, and the Astrodome and Olympic Stadium. It's funny. That's crazy, though. The worst stadium for Keith Hernandez was the Astrodome, and he had 256. Like, that's crazy. It's Swimmo, Brandon Nimmo at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. 1 out, 2 runs in on the Pete Alonso. Absolute bomb. There's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes on Nimmo. That's a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. So we got to update Rally Pig. Rally Pig is 1 for 2 with 2 runs. Gotta give Rally Pig his props. We'll feature Rally Pig on the screen more than me right now. That's high. Nimmo is seeing the ball really well here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nimmo walked his first at bat after getting to a 3-2 count, and he gets back to a 3-2 count again this at bat here. So, and there's ball 4, and there he is running down to first base. So that's 2 walks for Nimmo this game, and I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks like Nimmo's kind of gotten a little more relaxed here recently and is kind of going back to seeing the ball better, and still obviously will hit a home run given the chance, but maybe not swing for home runs all the time. We're gonna have a meeting at the mound. It's gonna slow everything down here because why not? I'm already tired. All right. So, yep. You think he looks relaxed too, Rels? Yep. And there's something different. You can just see it. You can see. I don't know how to explain it, but you can see it. Did SNY's audio just cut out again? Or is this me now? I think that's this time it's me. I think I'm the one who what is going on? Technology being technology. All right. Vientos at the plate here. There's a base hit for Mark Vientos out to center field. Nimmo is up to third. Vientos comes through with a nice hit there. Have runners on first and third with 1 out. Francisco Alvarez at the plate. Alvarez looking to eat. I just always with Nimmo, one of the reasons that I've enjoyed having Nimmo on this team is he's just, especially in his early years, just such a great example of like how to hustle on the field. It's like one of the few players that runs down to first base on a walk, which is like when I'm trying to teach my kid how to play baseball, it's like I want to find someone, whether I mean ideally on the Mets, but someone somewhere in baseball who plays the game the way that I think it's supposed to be played. And that's what's been nice about Nimmo is like I can always point and say like, look, this is how you conduct yourself on the field. This is how you get better. This is how you play the game. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take it to Bermuda, Bahama. And did you know that Kokomo from that song Midnight? Kokomo is in Indiana. It's not even a. It's my favorite tidbit about that song. Alvarez goes down swinging there. That's not what we were looking for in that spot here. Jeff McNeil coming to the plate. Runners on first and third with 2 outs now. Yeah, that was too high of a pitch. Maybe there's more to the Kokomo thing. I'm researching the Kokomo thing. There is a Kokomo in the Fiji Islands, I guess. But Kokomo, Indiana. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jeff McNeil. Here's everything. McNeil swing and a miss there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's everything you want to know about Kokomo, Indiana. Paris is actually in Florida? What is that? I'll look that up too. Nimmo, when he was leadoff hitter, would work the count, raising pitcher pitch count, allowing the Mets hitter to see what pitchers are. Exactly. And I understand why Nimmo's been working to get his power numbers up. It's a ground ball. I guess Marte was able to tag Vientos. Yeah, he got him. He got the tag on Vientos there. I thought that was going to possibly get through for an infield hit. Well, regardless, the Mets do score 2 on the Pete Alonso absolute moonshot there. So let's take the lead. See if Griffin Canning can hold the lead from this point forward. Yeah, so it's hard because, right, as you get older in baseball, your role changes, right? Just like for my son right now, he's a leadoff hitter. Why? Because he's a lefty, because he's fast. He doesn't strike out much. He puts the ball in play. However, if he ends up on another team, he could easily be the 9-hole hitter. Why? Well, because he's a lefty. He's fast. He doesn't strike out a lot, and he can turn the lineup over. But he doesn't have a lot of power. And so this whole journey of like who you become as I can take Raleigh Pig off the screen now. Raleigh Pig was very successful. But so I understand why Nimmo's trying to hit more home runs, and I understand that he wants to prove his contract with the Mets too. And one of the things, like, I've never noticed any lack of effort since he signed that contract, right? Nimmo is the same player. Now, obviously how he, exactly his strategy for playing the game changes, but his hustle and his heart, that's never changed. And, but yeah, when Nimmo is playing that role of seeing lots of pitches and working the count, that's just my favorite version of Nimmo. It's why he became my favorite player, and when I see him still do it, I just enjoy it. Of course, now we also have Soto, who does a similar thing too, which is also helpful. But even Pete Alonso has shown this year, if you can learn to be more discerning with your pitches, it's not going to necessarily hurt your home run numbers either. You can, if you get to see more pitches from the pitcher, you're going to get, and you're patient, you've got a better chance of seeing a better pitch to hit. Two balls, no strikes to Steven Smith. There's a little grounder to McNeil at second. Tough hop, but he gets the play. The balls have been very aggressive at Jeff McNeil tonight. It's a good job by McNeil to stay with that ball. Matt really wanted to eat him up. No balls, one strike on Josh Naylor at the plate. Steve Kelps, yeah. I really enjoy all the behind the scenes stuff. Like they're just talking on the SNY broadcast. For those who are not listening to that as well, they're just talking about how Vientos been trying to figure out his swing and how Lindor came and worked with him and stuff like that. It's all these little stories what makes baseball so interesting to me. Yep. I know some people don't like him as like in the actual announcer role, and I kind of get that, but as the sideline guy, he is 10 times more entertaining than any sideline reporter in for any NFL football broadcast. One ball, two strikes to Josh Naylor here. Griffin Canning was had a rough first inning, gave up the leadoff home run plus another hit. Gave up a leadoff hit in the second inning, but it's really settled down ever since. And of course, I just jinxed it by saying that as Naylor hits a single out to right field. Sorry about that. I'm the jinx. It's like the sideline reporters in NFL games provide like zero information that could not easily be conveyed by the announcers. One of the things, this is Eugenio Suarez, first pitch is a strike there. One of the things that makes the Mets booth so good is they know how to fill the air when there's not a lot of baseball action, but then they also know how to be all in on baseball when baseball action is happening. Nim, I believe, in 2022 hit for power and had about 375 on base percentage since they moved him to fourth and fifth hole. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm hoping now with Soto getting on base more, maybe Nimmo will be able to kind of go into that take mode a little bit more, and maybe just that 9 RBI game kind of takes the pressure off and says, look, obviously you're good enough that you can do this, you know, and it's kind of almost like get that weight off your back. Like Soto is a grounder to Lindor, flips to McNeil, not enough time. That was too slow to get the double play there, but to get the lead runner. But yeah, like just like Soto hits those 2 home runs on May 1st, and now all of a sudden he's like in a groove. It's like, okay, hitting, doing well, getting on base starts to take the pressure off a little bit. So I'm hoping that. Yeah, Mets keep leaving runners on base, Redman. It's not just because you're going to leave runners on base, but it's the when and when you get 2 or 3 hits and you have this chance to string a big inning together, that's when it gets really frustrating. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Gabriel Moreno. That's chop foul as well. No balls and 2 strikes. I appreciate everybody hanging with us here tonight. No balls and 2 strikes to Moreno. Fouls that one back. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. And Moreno fouls another one back. So Moreno battling really hard here. Here we go. It is. Griffin Canning is up to 59 pitches here. Would be nice. It'd be nice to go 7, but at this point, 6. Canning steps off there. It's a long at bat, and again, the game is slowing down. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Moreno fouls another one off. The Yankees suck. Oh, apparently it's square root day. 5-5-25. The Yankees are going to be in the mix till the end. Rels, nobody's really pulling away in the AL East, so hey, finally, after 7 straight strikes or fouls, Griffin Canning gets Gabriel Moreno to strike out to end that inning. How are the Yankees doing today? Down 4-3. Bottom line. I mean, the Yankees' record. I mean, they're still 19-15, and I think most people would think. I mean, I have the Padres ranked higher and rated higher than the Yankees too. So, what's the standings look like, though? I mean, because there's just nobody pulling away. I mean, the Yankees have what do they have, a 2-game lead? Even if they lose this game, which they probably will, 2 outs here on the bottom of the 9th. But the Yankees are still going to have a 1.5 game lead on everybody else in the division. The Orioles have been atrocious this year. Blue Jays have been disappointing. Rays have been kind of what everyone expected, and the Red Sox are like sitting at 500. That might be the current worst division in baseball. If it wasn't for the Cubs, it would probably be the NL Central. I was noticing how good the AL Central is starting to shape up to be here, too. By the way, the only other game other than that Yankees game going on with this Mets game, the Athletics are up 2-0 on the Mariners. Former Met Luis Severino is pitching for the Athletics. It's Jason Dominguez is up the bottom of the 9th with an 0-2 count with 2 outs. Yanks are down by 1. But Tyrone Taylor grounds the ball down to third base. It's going to be the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. And Dominguez does strike out, so that game is officially in the books. The Padres defeat the Yankees 4-3. Lindor is hit by the pitch. Let's keep getting hit by pitches once again, which means it's Juan Soto time, which means it's rally pig time. And we're going to have a pitching change here, guys. So we're getting a pitching change in the top of the 5th. They're going to bring in a lefty to face Soto, which means I guess they're not going to be pitching around him like they did the first two times. Yeah, there are Mets fans there for sure. Suarez, and then who's that Mariners closer? He's really good too. All right, so we're on commercial break for a pitching change. Let's see if I can find out what's his name. Is it Munoz? Andres Munoz? He has not given up an earned run yet, guys. Andres Munoz, check this out. Like, I understand. Yeah, I know. Bringing in a lefty to face Soto is not good, but if you're not actually paying attention, you're just looking at analytics charts, then that's sometimes managers just don't really, like, they're not putting in the work. There's too much reliance on analytics. So check out Andres Munoz. I would say, I mean, not saying but he definitely is the best closer to start the season. He has not given up an earned run yet. I can post on the screen too here. We're just coming back from commercial break here. The Mariners closer. ERA is 0 for the season in 16 games. 12 saves plus a win in 16 games. I mean, just crazy. And, like, he hasn't even given up an unearned run as far as I can see, too. So he is 16 innings pitched. He's almost pitched. That's just crazy. Absolute crazy. So no balls and 2 strikes to Juan Soto here. Top of the 5th, 1 out. Runner on first. Lindor got on first via hit by pitch. Soto has 2 walks today, and he scored on Pete Alonso's dinger. Does not swing at that slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anyway, I know not all you guys care about random stuff like that, but yep, we were just talking about that lane. Yankees lost. Padres continued to battle for supremacy at the top of the NL West. There's a grounder to the right side, and Castillo is able to get the double play, get out of the inning here. Let's go Mets, baby. Just not that inning, apparently. We're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. It is 2-1 Mets. Mets have their 2 runs on a Juan Soto home run. Griffin Cannon should be set to come back out here. The good news is, though, at least the Mets have gotten early into the D-backs bullpen. By the way, I found at least one streamer. I see Jonathan's already hanging out with the guy that we're going to be rating here tonight. But yeah, we'll rate a guy here during the 7th inning. Just looking for if there's any other streams. We're on commercial break right now, so it's always hard to search for Diamondbacks because some people go small, go D-backs. It's hard to know what to actually search for here. So I just searched for Mets, but it's funny because now it's bringing up all these like Little League games. Link is in the chat room, and then we get to weird stuff. All right, so we got our one streamer. We'll raid them during the 7th inning. So excited about that. We hit 250 subscribers on the channel here today. Yeah, he is. I mean, I haven't looked at his like whole career. Yep, Brett Beatty is back up with the Mets, so all the Mets fans except for me groan. Lourdes Gurriel flies out deep to left field. Nimmo makes the catch. It's going to be one out in the bottom of the 5th. That was a little bit scary. Yeah. That's the easier way. Well, I guess bringing in the lefty to face Soto this time worked. So, all right, one out here, bottom of the 5th. Alek Thomas is up. That first pitch is a ball. It's a foul ball right in the dirt at home plate. That's fouled down the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Alek Thomas here. So the Edwin Diaz thing is a combination of a couple things. Alek Thomas strikes out on a good changeup by Griffin Canning here. Some of it's been they're trying to save him for save situations. So that's part of it. And the Mets just haven't had save situations recently. I just want to see, when's the last time he pitched? Let's see. I mean, he pitched yesterday. Just previous to that, it was just. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if something's up as to why he wasn't able to pitch in back-to-back games, because that had never been an Edwin Diaz problem, pitching back-to-back games. Perdomo has a little base hit, single out to right center field here. It's going to be a 2-out single. Again, Mets are leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's been a battle of home run heroes today. Corbin Carroll with a solo home run. Pete Alonso with a 2-run home run. Griffin Canning's up to 70 pitches so far. In Singer, let's see. I mean, they could. There's no reason for the Mets to call up Hayden Singer right now. So, by the way, this is Corbin Carroll at the plate right now. So Cannon's going to be careful here. Kickoff play to first. Perdomo was able to get back, but almost came off the bag there. So first pitch is a ball to Corbin Carroll. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Running on first. Here's the pitch. That's high as well. 2 balls, no strikes. I mean, I understand Canning worried about Perdomo stealing second, but all you really got to do is get this batter out, and that's all that matters. Two balls, 2 strikes. All right, here's the 2 ball, 2 strike count. That's going to be lined out to center field. It's going to be runners on first and second. All right. Well, with that, yeah, I mean, so the Mets can call up any player that they want to, but every call up's got to have a corresponding roster move, Lane. So, like Brett Baty is coming up. You give the Mets another left-hander since Jesse Winker is going on the injured list. So, there's a foul ball here by Ketel Marte. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. So, could Matt Allen be called up for a spot start at some point in time? Yep, that's certainly a possibility. Like the same way Blade Tidwell was called up yesterday. But yeah, that's a possibility. And Mets have the freedom to do that. But again, Blade Tidwell is not on the Mets roster today, at least not on the 25-man roster. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Marte grounds it to McNeil at second. Throws it over to Alonso at first. So this is kind of the game that the Mets have had to play here over the last couple of days. Wow. The game is going to the top of the 6th inning here. Don't mind me not being able to talk whatsoever. Is you're trying to keep this roster filled. You're trying to figure out how do you have a good enough bullpen? How do you have enough arms for your bullpen? And at the same time, who are you going to send down? Because you can't just send down like Kodai Senga. You know, that's not a thing that you can do. So a lot of these things, this is the reason why rosters move slower usually than fans want them to move. Fans want rosters to move fast, but you only have so many times you can move a player up and down between the major league team and the minor league team. And fans might say, well, we're done with him. Yeah, well, that's fine. You might be done with him as a fan, but that doesn't mean the organization is done with the guy based on what they've invested in him, what their metrics are saying, what all those things. So, again, just like Mets fans might be frustrated with Brett Baty, obviously the Mets haven't given up on him yet. And so you can disagree with that all you want. That's fine. That's your right as a fan to do that. But all these things, it's not just a simple one for one piece swap all the time. It's trying to figure out the right time, especially when you're dealing with pitchers who are on a pitching rotation. So why did Blade Tidwell get the call to pitch yesterday? Well, probably in part it's how he's doing, but it's also in part was that his proper day to pitch? And so all these things have to be considered as you piece things together, because you're not going to bring up Blade Tidwell 3 days before he's going to start in the majors, because somebody else is going to need that spot. So Mets have an off day on Thursday. We'll cover tomorrow night's game because it's going to be another late night game for sure, and maybe Wednesday. Slow ground ball to short, and Pete Alonso is retired at first. Yeah, so Cannon's pitch count, good point, Darren. Cannon's pitch count right now is 77. So we'll get us through the 6th. I mean, this is definitely setting up to be a potential Edwin Diaz save situation. I trust Diaz is able to go, even though he only pitched 1 inning yesterday, but he has so much rest before that. Marte looks pretty lost at the plate right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Marte here with 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. That one's in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Awesome. The Cubs series will be a good test. The Cubs are definitely playing. I mean, I have them as the best team in the National League right now. Marte pulls that one foul. It might have been ball 4, but it's going to be 3 balls and 2 strikes here. They wore the Blue Road Alternatives yesterday, Lane, I think. There's a walk by Marte. That's good for Marte. If you're not seeing the ball too well and then you're able to work out a walk, sometimes that's all it takes to turn things around. You don't think so, Jonathan? I mean, that at-bat was a good at-bat, but his first at-bat, maybe I've missed some of his better. It just looks like he's been kind of fishing. That was a good at-bat for Marte overall. So Nimmo has 2 walks on the day, similar to Soto. First pitch is a ball. I'm trying to remember, where did they... This one is flied out to center field. That's going to be 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Starling Marte will still be at first. Mark Vientos don't swing. He didn't listen to you the last time, Jonathan. We'll see if he listens to you this time. It's going to be a Vientos double this at bat. I'm feeling the Vientos double. That was weird. He definitely did not swing because he was backing out as the pitch was coming. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Vientos. That's his chase swing there. Yeah, that was a weird play. Yeah, Lane, I mean, the Mets are going to keep working on this bullpen. That's all I can tell you. Vientos fouls that one out of play. No balls, 2 strikes remains the count. It's definitely getting late. I can feel it. I'm getting yawny, but I'm not tired yet. I don't think I'm going to fall asleep on stream, at least not yet. That's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Murillo. Yeah, he's definitely going to swing. I think there's very little chance Vientos goes down looking here. There's another foul ball. Yep. I agree. And look, I think we can be patient with Vientos. I've seen some good signs. Like, I think that he's closer to a breakout than maybe we realize. And he's got such great veteran leadership around him, like Lindor, who can talk to him and help him work through stuff. Fouls it back. I like seeing him foul off some 2-strike pitches. Sean Reed-Foley. Let's see how he's doing. If we can find. Fouls a 1-2 pitch to stay alive. Good job. Good job battling. All right, here's going to be the one. It's got. That's what I was going to look up as the stats in Syracuse. That's outside. Vientos late with a fastball. Yeah. Well, that's why I like seeing him battle here, because it's showing when you can get 8 pitch at bats, 9 pitch at bats. The more pitches you see, the better you can do. Fouled away. That was probably a ball, but that's a good pitch to swing at. I mean, so this is the thing that we talked about this a lot when it was. You got lots of questions, man. It's fine. We'll keep digging here. I mean, 3-2. So this is a great at bat. Great at bat here by Vientos. 10 pitch at bat already. How's that one? Away. Great job by Vientos here. Sean Reed-Foley. Let's look at his minor stats and his game line. Gonna give me that? It won't give me that. Yeah, actually, his ERA is a solid. It's got all the way up to 9 flat. And Vientos is going to fly out to center field, but that's a really good at bat. That'll show up as just an out on the box score. That's a really good at bat. 12 pitch at bat by Mark Vientos. So that's good. And it's just good to see that many pitches. So, all right, let's do this. I think we should expect to see Griffin Canning come out for the bottom of the 6th inning. Don't see any reason why not. All right, Ronnie Mauricio news. Yep. And honestly, even a 10-pitch at bat that ends out in a strikeout is still like that's still a good thing, just a long at bat or whatever. I'm just looking for the most recent article I can find. This is from Yahoo Sports on Ronnie Mauricio. So if you guys have something more current than this is from April 30th, so it's a little out of date. I'll post the link for you, Lane, and anybody else who wants to know. Ooh, this one right here. Okay, what's the news on Ronnie Mauricio? Here's the link. Sorry, it's kind of long, but whatever. Ronnie Mauricio made his second start during his rehab assignment on Tuesday night, his first official action in the field. He served as designated hitter for St. Lucie on Sunday. He played his first 5 innings at shortstop during Tuesday's loss. He got tested right away as the first batter in the bottom of the first grounded out to him. Mauricio had a couple other opportunities that came his way, which he handled cleanly. He went hitless across 3 at-bats before being replaced in the field in the bottom of the 6th. Yeah, as long as it's I don't mind low-scoring games in baseball, Justin, as long as it's not offensive incompetence. And if it's by good pitching and defense, then it's fine. Griffin Canning does come back out. He gets behind Pavin Smith. 2 balls, no strikes. And we can look up the Syracuse Mets roster. Do that. Three and 0. Hey, they're showing out by the swimming pool. I saw that too, Jonathan. Oscar Brazaban is warming up for the Mets. There's a strike down the middle for Griffin Canning. Yes, I agree. And I thought this was going to be something that would be more part of the initial DNA of this team. There's a walk to Pavin Smith here. I thought with Soto and Nimmo, and then with how Alonso's been taking pitches, but it definitely feels like as a whole, the team hasn't done that as much as I expected this year. All right, so Carlos Mendoza is going to make the pitching change right here, right now. So Canning can only get the win. He cannot get the loss, but the runner on first is his responsibility. Oscar Brazaban is coming in. We are going to commercial break. Yeah, but I mean, so here's the thing. This is the hard part about managing, because if he pitches to this next guy, gives up a 2-run homer, then everyone's like, you left him in too long. I think this is the right play. He was nowhere. He was not close that at bat. So you're only up by one. Your bats have been relatively silent the whole game. I'm fine. Let him come out for the sixth. And as long as nobody gets on, let him pitch. And now you take him out. Now he can't get the loss. You know, Brazoban is probably one of the more trusted ones, but all right. So here, I'll bring up the roster. I'll bring up the roster of the Syracuse Mets, which is the AAA affiliate here. Oh my goodness. I won't be able to look up all these. We can do Syracuse Mets roster, though, real quick. So it's pretty easy to look all this stuff up. If you want to know anything minor league, just go to MILB.com. Minor League Baseball instead of MLB.com. I know, Rels. I understand, but this is the problem. You let him pitch too much. You let the start go too long. Everyone criticizes you for letting him go too long. You take him out too early. You got to take your best shot to win this game today. Mets have to win this game today. So there's a lot. I'm not going to read all of the pitchers here, but you can see. Here's the link if you want to look up the full Syracuse Mets roster. And then if you want to dig into the stats, there's going to be a link up at the top as well. Look up all the individual stats, see how guys are doing. So we don't have time to read them all, but just for those of you who are interested, we're going to do that. There we go. Oscar Brazoban is in. 2 balls, 1 strike to Josh Naylor. Ooh, foul ball off of Alvarez there. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. Yep. Yep. And I think eventually, I think Acuna will learn to be more patient eventually. I mean, Acuna has what it takes to be a leadoff hitter eventually if he can take a few more pitches. Grounder to McNeil, over to Lindor, and back to first. Oscar Brazoban, he gets the double play. Let's go. Let's go. That was a nice play. That's exactly what. So now, Griffin Canning's line is officially closed. He gets credit for 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. The 1 run was a home run to Corbin Carroll. No, Lane, you don't send down Brazoban. He's one of our best relievers right now. You can't just send down guys right after they pitch. You can only, and once guys are established in the majors, every time you do that, you risk losing them. So it's not like a fantasy baseball roster. Suarez hits this out down the left field line. Wow, that was barely foul. How close was that to being fair? Yeah, it was foul by about a foot. Yep, Brazoban, Kranich, Minter was in that crew. Of course, Minter's out for the season, but yeah, you're not. Like this is there's so much that goes into moving players up and down for sure. Yeah, that was close, Justin. That was close. 1-2 is a count here on Eugenio Suarez. Ooh, did he swing? Oh, he said no. Ooh, it bailed him out. I thought he went on that one, maybe. So there's 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Griffin Canning is in line for the win. There, I got some chase on that one. Almost got him chased the previous one. Definitely got him chased on that one. Nope, Jet Williams, Ryan Clifford, they're not ready yet. There's no place for Ryan Clifford to play anyway. You know, he is your first baseman. There's just a little, there's so little rush. And again, who are you sending down? Like, that's the big thing with all this stuff Lane is. Like, yeah, we want to see these guys come up. Nunez is available. Yeah, that was a good job by Brazoban, for sure. For sure, he's in the running for the rock solid relief performance. He's in the running. We'll see. I'm not going to reward it yet because he might come out for the next inning because a lot of times Brazoban will pitch too. I mean, remember too, when Montas and Manaea get back and Paul Blackburn comes back, there's a chance that a guy like Griffin Canning could end up going to the bullpen for this Mets team. So, just because you're thin now, hey, thank you, Wessie. Appreciate it. I don't even know where I got this. It's been years. There's no name or anything on it. But it's an actual jersey. It's like a button. Let me show you. I'm not wearing. I'm not like Superman here. So yeah, it's a jersey. It's got a nice feel to it. It's a Nike. Let me show the tag. It's a Nike. So it's my only Mets jersey. I have a couple of Mets sweatshirts. And then I have a Mets hat that doesn't really fit me that well, but I'll wear that every once in a while. But yeah, we're rocking some swag. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well tonight, Wessie. Mets have a 2-1 lead. By the way, we are headed to the top of the 7th inning. Thank you all late night owls hanging out with us here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words. Try to do our best to give the Mets the broadcast that they deserve for people who want to hang out with us or people who can't. Try to make it listenable if you can't actually watch the game. First pitch of the inning is grounded up the middle by Francisco Alvarez. And he it wasn't handled at first. He's going to reach first here. I don't know if that's going to be called an infield hit from Francisco. They'll probably give him a hit on that. Someday. Maybe someday, Wessie. Or I'll train my son and he can be like the kid announcer at Citi Field sometime. For now, we'll hang out. We'll hang out in Florida for now. Yeah, that was good hustle by Alvarez. I can appreciate that, especially when you're not known for your speed. Hustling down the line. So Jeff McNeil at the plate now. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's his leadoff runner on. Not. So this is Thompson. He's like a side-arming pitcher. That was a good stop by Moreno. Hey, that's what we're doing. We're putting in the work here for sure. So, which is why, if you guys who are watching have not yet hit that subscribe, please do so. We just hit 250 subscribers today. So our goal is to get to 500 by the All-Star break. Next checkpoint is 300. Yeah, the problem is by the time he'll retire, it'll be time for me to retire too. 3 balls and 1 strike to McNeil. He got down the line. He got down the line. I think we're going to see more of Daniel Murphy in the booth. I've enjoyed him. That's a strike. McNeil thought that was ball 4. It's called a strike. Yeah, good hustle for Alvarez. He likes hitting at this stadium, so maybe has a little extra motivation. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Or nobody out, sorry. Top of the 7th, 1 on. Alvarez is on first. Mets are up 2-1. I like our booth. I'm listening to him as we speak right now. So McNeil chops that one foul. It's a good swing there. So Tyrone Taylor is on deck. The bench for the Mets today is Acuna, Azócar, Beatty, and Torrens. Another foul by McNeil. So Beatty is there, from what I've heard. I haven't actually seen him, but supposedly he's there. I don't think you're subbing in anybody else there. Another foul ball by McNeil. He thought he had walked, but again, this is another good at-bat here. This is going to be pitch number 9 in this at-bat. So Vientos had a nice long at-bat. And McNeil goes down swinging. He battled hard, but yeah, that's a tough pitch to lay off there. Absolutely there. Hit that. Hit that subscribe. And by the way, you guys haven't seen yet, I put out my power rankings for MLB for the week. That came out last night. That's the pinned comment. You can check that out if you get bored of hearing me talk on here or in between. At the end of this inning, we're going to be rating a smaller creator. I already found the guy. I'll make sure he's still alive. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm one of 2 people watching the stream. Jonathan's been hanging out with this guy too, so maybe. It's gonna be bottom 7, so you're gonna get 3 innings. 7th. I mean, Acuna's probably gonna get up, but that's okay. I guess the only question on that one, Jonathan, is would you rather have Acuna available as a pinch hitter? That's ripped down the left field line by Tyrone Taylor. It's going to be extra bases, going to be a double for Tyrone Taylor. Tyrone Taylor's looked good tonight. Diaz will come in the 9th, I would assume, Lane, unless there's like an 8th inning where Corbin Carroll comes up. He's lost, so we're going to win 4-1. Taylor's looked spot on tonight. This is going to turn the lineup over now as well, too. I'll tell you what, I was skeptical of Tyrone Taylor, but he is taking advantage of the unfortunate injury to Jose Siri. I mean, he's hitting the ball well, so. I mean, the good thing is there's, other than just trying to get other bats in the lineup, there's, it's nothing against Azócar, but it's like, man, I just feel like you could let Tyrone be your primary center fielder. Give him an off day every now and then by putting McNeil in center. Lindor is not done much tonight. He has been hit by a pitch. That's one way he got on base. It'd be really nice. He tried. So Lindor hit that fly ball that was not quite deep enough to be the sacrifice fly. It's a baseball. All sports are just grueling. Lindor's really trying to pull it, trying to hit it to the right side to try to score this run. Woo! No balls and 2 strikes to Lindor. 1 out here, top of the 7th. That's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So sometimes the injuries are just guys didn't. No, you're good. You're good. No, like ask questions. But it's. I think that's what. Oh, Lindor rockets it. Did he get it? Did he get it? He got it! 3-run homer for Francisco Lindor. Oh, the Mets needed that, and Lindor needed that. Well, Wessie, your prediction's now wrong because the Mets lead 5-1. Well, Lindor needed that. Oh, that was beautiful, guys. Lindor kind of had a rough night at the plate. He had the sacrifice fly. I know you were close. You were close. Hey, let's pile it on. I don't care. I get greedy once my team starts scoring. See ya. Lindor did a good job keeping his head down on that the whole way through. Almost landed in the pool out there. You're banned from all New York stadiums. But what did you do, Wessie? Maybe I don't want to know that answer. By the way, Soto at the plate. We'll bring out rally pick for Soto. We'll bring out the rally pick for Soto. So no, I wasn't trying to like insult you or anything, Wesley. But with these injuries, all these guys are trying to perform at peak performance, right? Because if you're not at peak, there's somebody who's always coming to take your spot. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Soto here. Soto has 2 walks on the day. That's way inside. Past the catcher, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So you're trying to find this very delicate balance as a professional athlete of giving your best, being in the best possible shape, but not pushing yourself so far that you get injured, right? Because an injury could be all that it takes for someone to take your place and you're done. Yeah, Darren, Soto is on right now. Like the numbers, maybe like the actual stats aren't, but like as soon as May 1st came, he had that 2 home run day, and he's seeing the ball, right? 2 walks today. Oh, he just ripped it off the top of the wall. It's going to be extra bases for Soto. It's going to be a double for Soto, as we were just saying. Yep, rocket double. Rally Pig and Soto are waking up. The Mets are seeing this pitcher. Who's this guy? I don't even know who this guy is. I mean, he just missed a home run, guys, there. 4 feet. 4 feet from a home run. Who's this Thompson guy? Ryan Thompson? He's actually pitching really well this season. Maybe not like great, but 3.68 ERA in 15 games with 14 strikeouts, 14 innings pitched. Better believe it, Wesley. You better believe it. Well, we're going to get a pitching change. Yeah. I'm looking up this guy. I mean, he's not having a horrible season at all. It's not. I mean, it's not stellar, but definitely one of his worst performances. Mets jumped all over him. Remember, this is the first game of a 3-game series, so anytime you can dig into a team's bullpen in game one, I mean, this is great. And of course, Griffin Canning was already in line for the win. But this will take pressure off the bullpen for the rest of the night because you know that bullpen is just absolutely shot after the doubleheader yesterday. So we are on a commercial break, so you're not missing any of the action. If you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are on our way. Our goal is 500 subscribers by the All-Star game. Our next checkpoint is 300. Yeah, the mindset, Rels. And sometimes it's just everything working. Thank you, Wesley. Thank you. We'll just keep spreading and sharing the love. That's all we're gonna do. Keep spreading, sharing the love, and we'll just let come whatever may. So, you know, the goal, mid-range goals, get this channel monetized so I can start making some money so I can stop doing some of my other work of food delivery and stuff. And then, because I mean, there's so much more content that I want to bring to everybody, but not getting paid right now from the YouTube side. And so the best that way that you guys can help me, just keep liking, subscribing, sharing, letting your Mets fan friends know, and even you're not. We try to be fairly neutral, fairly open-minded. Yep, absolutely. So, by the way, just a quick reminder, if you haven't seen the what? Oh no, we're Pure Adrenaline Sports with a raid. You guys are awesome. How's it going, Pure Adrenaline Sports? We're Metropolitans. We're YouTube's smallest New York Mets and Miami Dolphins channel. Make sure you come on in, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate you guys. We got the Pure Adrenaline Sports raid going on. Love you guys. So awesome. Everybody give thumbs up for the Raiders. Absolutely. We are on our way. We're trying to get to 500 subs by the All-Star break. We hit 250 today. So appreciate the likes, the subs, and the raid. Pure Adrenaline Sports, you guys are awesome. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. But enough of you subscribe. Maybe Pete Alonso will hit another home run right here. How about that? Let's go Mets, baby. We got the rally pig out. Pete Alonso at the plate. Juan Soto on second. Oh, Pete rips it. That's going to be a base hit. And he hit it so hard that Soto's not able to score. He's just going to move up to third. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Loving the raid. We're going to have a New York team win a championship. How about this year? Wesley? How are the Knicks doing? I'm not a Knicks fan, but I know they're in the playoffs. So Pete is absolutely on fire. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, why not this season? Start Starling Marte at the plate. Once again, shout out to Pure Adrenaline Sports. If you guys don't know, I'll post a link to Pure Adrenaline Sports as well. They do lots of great Mets coverage as well. You can basically anytime the Mets are live, they're streaming as well. Yeah, preferably the Mets, not the Jets. As a Dolphins fan, let me. I'm gonna just give you guys. Here's a Pure Adrenaline Sports link. You want to check them out? So, mostly live coverage of the games, kind of like what we do for the most part. But there you go. Go check them out as well. pretty awesome. We're going to be rating a creator at the end of this Mets at bat. 2 balls and 1 strike to start, Mark. Grounder up the middle. Oh, looks like it's going to be a double play. How's it going, James? Jets, Mets, Nets, hockey like the Islanders. All right, so you're like tried and true New York. So I'm New York Mets, Miami Dolphins. I know it's a weird combination, but born in Florida and then grew up in New Jersey in the 80s. So the Dolphins were already established in Florida. If the Marlins or Rays had been in Florida in the 80s, probably would have been Dolphins Marlins. But thankfully, they did not, and I moved to New Jersey, and wee little me was following baseball and got into baseball in 1986. Awesome. So is it true that it's usually Jets, Mets, and Yankees, Giants? Is that generally true, Wessie, up in New York? The Mets fans tend to be Jets fans, and the Yankees tend to be Giants? I mean, Jets, Mets, Nets is just like, that's so perfect. All right, we are going to the bottom of the 7th inning here. Oop, that score is not updated. Hold on, 5-1. 5-1. Mets have the lead. That was a really good inning. It does feel a little bit like they left, those chances. They're still kind of not fully capitalizing on all their opportunities, but on a night where they came out really flat, kind of to start the game, Griffin Canning struggled at the beginning, was able to pull through. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to complain that much whatsoever. We're going to do ourselves a raid as well. We're going to raid the guy you've been hanging out with here, Jonathan. So you might already be over there. All right. So let me do this. I'm going to post the link. We're going to go raid. I think this is your Mets, Dolphins, Islanders, Lakers. Ooh, that's an interesting combo. You don't like the Brooklyn Nets. You like yeah. See, I went to New Jersey Nets games when I was a kid because that was the closest thing. So I got to go to like one Devils game and probably two or three different New Jersey Nets games. All right, we're going to go do a raid ourselves. We're going to raid another creator. Awesome, James. Mets Dolphins. So we always like to raid a creator during the 7th inning of the team that's playing the Mets. And we try to find a variety of creators. I think I found a Diamondback streamer that we've never rated before. So I'm going to throw this in the chat. If you go over, please be kind, be nice, be positive, encouraging. The whole goal is to help other creators. This is not really it's not about fandom. This is about just people who are grinding and hustling. So please be nice and positive. If you don't want to say something positive, this is flied out to deep center field. So here's the link. All right, we're going to go raid this guy. Jonathan's already been hanging out over here some. Encourage you to hit the like. If you like their vibe, you can also subscribe. But at least hit the like. Share some love over there. There we go. Be kind, be courteous, say raid, different things like that. But want to support some other creators that are out here doing this. Oh, we did rate him last time. All right, well, that's okay. It's hard to keep track of everybody here. Two balls, one strike. This is going to be flied out to left field. Nimmo is under it. Did what's the score of that Diamondbacks Mariners game? Oh, it's tied 4-4. All right. Just hanging out. I like to spend a couple minutes. All right. All right. Vitalik, how's it going? Nimmo is leading off here in the top of the eighth. Oh, Daniel Nunez is warming up in the Mets bullpen. This is very exciting. No, you're good, Wesley. Sorry, I was spending time on our raid here, so I was spending time hanging out, try to at least socialize, converse a little bit. I appreciate all the kind words and encouragement, for sure. The motivation. Calling a triple for Nimmo. We'll see. We'll see. Darren, so oh, you were able. Okay. Awesome. You were able to raid the Snakes podcast. Okay. Well, that's good. Maybe we unlocked it for you. Or maybe it just works better on the horizontal. I don't know. Nimmo strikes out, by the way. Swaggy Marky V, Mark Vientos is up. Ooh, ripped it, but foul. Ripped it, but foul. You share a birthday with Nimmo. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly, Justin. We're just over there to support a small creator. It's all good. not expecting anyone to stay there. Jonathan's been hanging out over there the whole game too, which is fine. But yeah, we just try to raid and try to build up and help boost the algorithm. It's hard, and especially if your fan base isn't as big as the Mets. I mean, I'm sure the Arizona Diamondbacks fan base is not that good. We won already. Foul ball here for Vientos. Vientos had like a 12 pitch at bat, I believe, the last time, and is already up to 4 pitches here. Here's the 2-2 pitch to swaggy Marky V, Mark Vientos. Broken bat. Gonna go right to Perdomo. That's gonna be 2 outs there. Top of the 8th. By the way, get our banner updated here. Daniel Nunez. I don't know why Rally Pig is still up. Because we're so busy. Oh yeah, we're so busy with the other raid and all that stuff. All right, Francisco Alvarez at the plate. I feel like this is a spot where Alvarez is going to just try to go yard. You got 2 outs. It'd be a rain delay if the Mets were home. Well, if the Mets were home, hopefully the game would have been over by now too. It's a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. Ooh, that dropped in there. 2 balls and 1 strike. There's a grounder right back to the pitcher. Tosses it over to first. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. You're going to get to see the season debut of Daniel Nunez. So this is kind of exciting if you're a Mets fan. Big shout out to Gary Cohen. So for those of you maybe who don't know too much, if you kind of started following the Mets this year, let me post a little link. This is his profile, and we'll share the screen so you guys can learn a little bit about him. So here's Daniel Nunez. So first of all, I don't know if I'm saying it exactly right, but it's not Danielle or Daniel. Yeah, that hat that they were just showing on SNY was like crazy. They had those safety caps that some pitchers were wearing a couple years ago. It kind of reminded me of that. So anyway, I'm trying to pronounce it right. So if I'm not getting it exactly right, my apologies to Mr. Nunez, but it's Danielle. Danielle. So it's kind of almost like the second D assignment, but it's not Danielle or Daniel. It's Danielle. Anyway, so last season, so if you're wondering, like, what's this big deal? Why are we so excited about him returning? Well, last year, with the Mets, he pitched in 25 games. He was 2-0 with a 2.31 ERA, which, whatever, that's not as big of a deal. But he had 9 holds and a save, so he's a legit option to go to as a closer on a day if Edwin Diaz is not available. His whip was .91. Batting average against .189. Batters are hitting 189 against him. He had 48 strikeouts and 8 walks. And that was in 35 innings pitched. So if you've been wondering why Daniel Nunez. So if you're wondering why Mets fans are excited for this to be back, this is the first step in healing this bullpen a little bit that has been overly pitched. Daniel Nunez. First pitch is a strike. This is Perdomo. Perdomo at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stop the screen share there. He was a rookie last year. And, yeah, he does what you want a reliever to do, which is pitch strikes. Out of the way, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So his last pitching performance was in Syracuse on Thursday. Dead yell, new yes. Yeah, it's not, but it's not Danielle. I hear a lot of guys say Danielle. It's not. Dead yell, new yes. Dead. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Perdomo here. Mets are up 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Appreciate everybody hanging out, especially this late night, as for all you East Coasters. That's going to miss outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the thing. Here's the payoff pitch. It's going to walk him. So that's not what we're excited about for. Ooh, 2024 Nunez or 2025 Kranick. Let me look up Max Kranick here. It's 14 games. I mean, Kranick's pretty good. Kranick's whip is better than Nunez. Of course, Nunez last year was a larger sample size. His strikeout to walk ratio is better than Nunez, but again, how much of that is just because of small sample size? Hard to say. I would say you kind of need to give. I mean, I'll take either one, but if you just want to give Kranick like 10 more performances, you could do a really nice comparison. What was Nunez last year? He's in 25 games, and Kranick this year is 14. I mean, they're both impressive in their unique ways. So, Min Panic, Max Kranick, and Dead Yell, new yes. Dead Yell, new yes. Well, the Mets have scored 5 runs on the power of 2 home runs. By the way, it's Corbin Carroll at the plate. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on first. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Mets are up 5-1. That's going to go all the way to the backstop. Perdomo's going to move up to second. Got to imagine there's a little bit of jitters here for Nunez. It's going to be a full count here, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now, if you're talking 2025 Max Kranick versus 2025 Dead Yell, well, then Kranick definitely has it so far, based on the 1.5 batters faced. They walked him. Oh, excuse me. Hefner's going to go out. Time to calm him down. You know, it's like all the nerves of opening day, but you're pitching against a bunch of guys who opening day was like well over a month ago. So the psychology of baseball is so Reed Garrett is starting to warm up in the Mets bullpen. Yep, Garrett warming up. First pitch is a ball. So Nunez needs to go to something that he can get across for a strike here. Because the last thing you want to do is walk the bases loaded. Fouled. Little surprised Marte swung at that with how wild he's been, but that pitch is a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Come on, Nunez. Figure it out. You got it. You got it. Come on. Would really use double play right now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Let's foul back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I like how Nunez is challenging him here. Look, if your pitch that you like to use is just not getting over the plate for whatever reason, you got to pivot. Only one other game going on right now. Mariners and Athletics tied at 4. Oh, it was a good pitch, but he held off. It's going to go 3-2 to the 3rd straight batter. Oh. All 4 way over the head of Alvarez. Yeah. So everything that we were excited about for Nunez, just not tonight. Didn't have it. All right, Reed Garrett is coming in, so we're going to go to a commercial break. And you guys know this, you're Mets fans. It is never easy. It is never easy. All right, so we are on commercial break. You're not missing any of the action right now. Reed Garrett is coming in after Daniel Nunez, who we were excited about, came in and walked 3 straight batters. That's probably something he never did all last season, but alas, it's a new season, and nerves were maybe getting the best of him. So now the Mets are in a bit of a mess. So Reed Garrett coming in, trying to bail out Nunez. It does appear to me Carlos Mendoza is maybe taking a slightly more targeted approach to how he's running relievers and stuff. I like how he took Canning out as soon as he gave up the 1 run. In this case, once Nunez came in, he had to face 3 batters, and he's not going to try to get more out of him when he clearly doesn't have it. Yeah, Canning's pitched splendid. He's still in line for the win. If the Mets don't give up the lead here, Canning will get the win. First pitch from Reed Garrett's a ball in the dirt, too. There is nowhere to put him. Pavin Smith. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Gets a strike. Woo! That's close. One ball, 1 strike to Pavin Smith. Back's already have 4 grand slams on the season. That would be gut-wrenching. Ooh. Pavin Smith was going for the grand slam on that swing. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, here's the 1-2 pitch. Need a strikeout and a double play. Ooh, just missed. And here we go. You better believe it. Carlos Mendoza did not like that call. Is it about time for Mendoza to get himself thrown out of a game? Got him swinging. There you go. There's the strikeout. Good job, Reed Garrett. I mean, we were watching to see who gets the rock-solid relief performance. Well, Oscar Brazoban did well, but if Reed Garrett can get out of this mess, that's a beautiful pitch. Josh Naylor's coming to the plate. Yep. So we're looking for the double play here. That's going to be a base hit to center field. So it's going to score 1 run. Bases are going to remain loaded. I thought for a second we were going to get that double play we wanted. Yep. That's 5-2. Eugenio Suarez coming to the plate here. Still looking for a double play. You got Naylor. You can double up if you can get this ground ball. Suarez fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Mets are up 5-2. Diamondbacks have the bases loaded. Tying run on first. Go ahead run at the plate. That was the first inherited runner. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Off the fence. 2-run score. So it's 5-4. But Josh Naylor went to tag up, so he's stuck at second. So Taylor decided not to try to catch it. Instead, well, the Mets caught a break by Naylor not advancing. All right, so it's 5-4. And this is just kind of how it goes right now. Reed Garrett had not allowed any inherited runner to score all season. He's allowed all 3 that he inherited to score this game. Baseball's a funny, funny sport. All right, still trying to get out of here. Still looking for that double play. What part, Rels? What would you do different? I don't think there's anything you can do different here. There's a strike by Garrett. You know, Nunez is the guy who comes in. He's known for pitching strikes. He came in, he walked 3 guys. That's not on the manager. That's on Nunez. You can't pull him. You're not allowed to. He has to pitch to 3 batters. And then you bring in the guy who hasn't given up any inherited runners all year. Reed Garrett's your best option, so you bring him in. Like, to me, I don't have any managing issues there. There's a swing and a miss. I don't know what else you could do different here. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. is at the plate. Or are you talking about the base running? If you're talking about Josh Naylor's base running, that's also not on the managing. That's on him. You got to know what to do there. He should be on third base. I mean, it should be out runners on second and third. So now you're just looking for any out. Yep. Hopefully Reed Garrett can settle down. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Gurriel. Low 2-0. It's Jeff McNeil, Tyrone Taylor, and Francisco Lindor due up. Popped up in foul territory. Alvarez has room to make the catch. Reed Garrett gets out of it. So none of those runs get charged to Reed Garrett, by the way. All those runs go to Daniel Nunez. So Daniel Nunez has an ERA of infinity right now. So yeah, Daniel Nunez. His ERA is infinity. Or incalculable. 3 runs allowed with no outs recorded. Whenever he records his first out, it's still going to make his ERA go, like, it's going to start sky high. So assuming it's 3, 6, 9. If he records the next batter as an out, the next time he pitches, the first batter gets out, his ERA will start the year at 81. All right, we're on commercial break right now. The Mets are coming up. It is 5-4 Mets. We're going to the top of the 9th. Now, the Diamondbacks were warming up their closer. We are going to get a pinch hitter here, by the way. Luis Angel Acuna is hitting for Jeff McNeil. So I know someone had asked before, do you replace Acuna or McNeil with Acuna? At least at this point, that's what the Mets are going to do. They're going to try to get the speedster and the defensive guy in the game. It's going to be Tommy Henry's pitching for the Diamondbacks. Acuna with a big swing on the first pitch. Henry's already pitched 1 2/3. So Acuna's had some time to see some pitches here. Oh, it hit him on the foot. It hit him on the foot. On the 0-2 pitch. All right, so Acuna has got to be running here for sure. Tyrone Taylor has looked awesome at the plate. Has a double and a triple, and then I believe his other. Yeah. It's going to be a little tougher because you got a lefty. He's going to have to do a little work to figure out his move and his motion. First pitch to Taylor is a strike. I expect Taylor to try to be patient here, maybe take up to 2 strikes. Give Acuna a little chance to see some pitches. Acuna had a good read on that pickoff move, got right back. Taylor squares the bunt. Bro almost pulled the first baseman off the bag. But Taylor gets the runner up with some small ball. It's going to mean Lindor and Soto are going to make it up. Might as well. It's our last shot of the night to bring out Rally Pig. And there you go, Justin. There he is. He's on second. Get there one way or another, right? Doesn't matter how, just do it. I know that's not what you wanted, but it might almost be easier for Acuna to steal third than steal second. So, the thing is, they're not going to walk Lindor to get to Soto. They're not going to walk Soto to get to Alonso. So these guys are going to see some, at least get a chance to see some pitches here. It's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwin Diaz is getting ready to come in the game. Ooh. Lindor fooled at that pitch. One ball, two strikes. Lindor's going to use his timeout here. Luis Angel Acuna is at second. He got on with a hit by pitch. Lindor taps it. It's going to be a ground out to first. Acuna is going to get to third. So 2 outs, top of the ninth. Juan Soto coming up. Soto's been hitting the ball well. He's also been patient. He has 2 walks and a double today. So he's definitely creeping down that line. First pitch to Soto's high and inside. One ball, no strikes. The Mets are trying to figure out how to get at least one insurance run home here. This is what the Mets have not been doing. The Mets have been really struggling in these positions. It's a ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Juan Soto's 0 for 10. His last 10 at-bats with runners in scoring position. So, again, that's what we've been talking about. The Mets have done some good small ball this inning. And so it's like, can they figure out, they hit by pitch, move up. That's high. 3-1. There's a world, I guess, where you could walk Soto and Alonso. Gets a strike, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Soto here. 2 outs, top of the ninth. Mets are up 5-4 with a runner on third. It is the speedy Luis Angel Acuna. Any hit, he scores easily. Here's a topper grounder. And Henry's able to field the ball and throw out Soto, and the Mets do not get the insurance run home. If that had gotten past Henry, I think that would have been a hit and scored the run, but he was able to get there. So this is it. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. Edwin Diaz is coming in. We're going to get vintage Edwin Diaz. We're going to get the other Edwin Diaz. Nobody really knows. Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out. We're not going to do any post-game or after stuff here tonight. That wasn't a double play. It was just a ground out in that particular case. But so once the game is done, we'll just do a quick little wrap. We're going to do the rock-solid relief performance for the Mets. It's going to go to Huascar Brazoban. 2 innings pitched. There it is. 2 innings pitched for Brazoban, including coming in with a runner on in the top or the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 strikeout, no runs given up. So You like ground ball, Soto? So anyway, that's who we're going to award the rock solid relief performance goes to Huascar Brazaban. It does not go to Daniel Nunez or Reed Garrett. If Edwin Diaz goes 1, 2, 3 with a couple of strikeouts, then he can get co rock solid relief performance. But it's 12:36. I'm getting tired. I'm sure a lot of you guys on the East Coast are tired too. But I'll sleep a little bit better with a win than a loss. So. Diaz is actually 7 for 7 in save opportunities this year. He's had some shaky outings, but they haven't always been in save situations. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Alek Thomas is leading off, followed by Perdomo and then Corbin Carroll. So 8, 9, and 1. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Diaz is trying to save this game. That's outside. 2 and 1. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us here tonight. I know the game is almost over, but if you haven't yet done so, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're on the way to 300. Alek Thomas beats out the ground ball to first, and he's going to be safe, and the Mets are not going to challenge it. That was a weird play, how it developed. Our Perdomo squares to bunt, but takes the ball low. Yep, it's never easy, Justin. Never easy. He got him! He tried stealing and he got him out. Alvarez throws him down. Lindor gets the tag on. They're going to challenge this. Can't tell from that angle. He might have gotten his left foot first. I don't know what's going on here. We're just watching all sorts of replays. I think they're going to call him safe. Can they overturn it? Yeah, can they they got to see conclusive that he's safe. I'm surprised that it was stealing there while they were bunting. By the way, the count on Perdomo is 2 balls and no strikes. Let's see what's going to happen here. It hits. Yeah. Yep. Yep. He should be out. Yep. He's out. They say stands, not confirmed. That was a great play by Lindor, guys. Sorry, it's a delay. I know it's hard to do all this, but if you're watching, you know how great a play that was by Lindor. Good call, Rels. You saw that. You saw that right away. Wasn't the best throw by Alvarez, but he got the ball out, and Lindor was able to make the play. So Diaz had to wait there, so now it's 3 balls and no strikes. So we're don't want to replace him with another base runner here. There's a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. There's another strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Perdomo thought he had the walk there. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Perdomo. Fly ball. Out to left field. Nimmo's under it. There's 2 outs. Wow. I mean, if you want to give somebody an MVP for the game, it's probably Lindor. If the Mets can hold on here. Because you have the 3-run homer combined with the tag on that play. All right, it's Corbin Carroll now. The good news is he cannot win the game. The bad news is he's Corbin Carroll and he can tie it easily. First pitch is fouled off of Carroll's foot. Yeah, Lindor's the player of the game here. Which is interesting, right? It really comes down to like 2 plays, but they were super important plays. Mets are up 5-4, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Edwin Diaz is in, Corbin Carroll at the plate. If Diaz gets this out, Griffin Canning gets the win. I'll go to 5-1 on the season. That's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. Here we go. We're not going to hang around long because I got to be up super early tomorrow, but we'll stick with you to the end here. Hopefully it's going to end on this pitch. Now you can go splitter. Yep, he got him. Struck him out. All right, I forgot to do trumpets. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to say this really quick, just in wrapping things up. This was a really good win for the Mets. It came out kind of looking flat, which is understandable after getting swept in a doubleheader, then flying across country from St. Louis to Arizona. But this was a character win. There were lots of reasons for the Mets to quit on this game at multiple points throughout, and they continued to persevere. So congrats to Griffin Canning winning 5 straight starts. Player of the game, Lindor, rock solid relief performance, went to Huascar Brazaban. Not what we wanted for Daniel Nunez and Reed Garrett, but we bailed them out, and everything works. So appreciate all of you. It's super late. If you haven't yet seen it, make sure you go check the pinned power rankings. Maybe the Mets can start moving their way back up to the top if they can do well in this series. All right. Appreciate all of you. Have an awesome night, and let's go Mets, baby.